honest, the WNBA, in my opinion, fumbled it, right? Jeff Teague kind of talked about the game within the game. Like, the WNBA and the Fever, in my opinion, failed Caitlin to start the season. And then Nike not rolling out a shoe that's like at a good price point before, like, even with her not being named to the the Olympic team, but not having some sort of huge marketing campaign around her for All-Star weekend when you're going to play against the Olympic team, all these type of things. It's just a complete failure at every level from Nike, right?
Yeah. I think Nike, though, fell into I think that's what they were trying to do. And then social media derailed them because the questions came up of, well, why are there three signature shoes in the WNBA and they're all held by white women?
Sure.
Sabrina, Stewie, and now Caitlin. And so they're like, well, A'ja Wilson has
a shoe, but she got the 28.
She got the deal. Yeah. You're right. So you knew the shoe was coming, and I think that was probably the plan. But then now we have to shift because of what they should have done already for A'ja Wilson.
Correct.
And now you're like, all right, well, here's our pivot. So I think that I don't know. I'm not in the war room.
But that's a wild pivot. But you've lost so much momentum within the season, right? Yeah. And even if the world Caitlin's going to win Rookie of the Year and all that, she's going to set the assist record, all that type of stuff, right? But to build a campaign off of that, you've lost so much momentum. And now you're into football season, and then the NBA season comes back around, and like, is LeBron going to retire? Like, so many things start to pop up, right? Mm-hmm. Where now you've got to try to re-engage your fans and like reignite all of that. Like, the fact that it to me is truly like almost malpractice that they were not prepared to roll something out with her. And then on the backside of that, I love Paige Bueckers. To your point, I believe she'll be the number one pick next year. They're going to roll out a shoe with her here on September 12th, which is amazing for her. But again, like it's just like, what is, I don't know if you saw that viral post that's a former Nike exec kind of talked about it. It's like, what is your plan right now from a Nike perspective? Like, what are you trying to achieve within sneaker culture, within basketball culture? And it feels like they, obviously we can all talk about, I could go into like a 30-minute rant about how bad the sneaker app and like what that did and bots and influencers and all that type of stuff. But I think at the end of the day, it feels like they do not know what they want their women's basketball and just basketball in general to kind of be for Nike as they kind of head in, as I said, as they head into a world where they don't have LeBron.
Yeah. I think it's hard to set the trend and set the market in kind of uncharted territories and being able to set a new trajectory, set a new path forward for an entire sport, really, where you knew the playbook because the playbook got designed in 1980. When was Jordan drafted?
84.
You had innovators at that time, and you need somebody to be that innovator in this space.
Yeah.
To then set the market in their direction of, hey, this is how we can continue to propel our professional women's sports here in the country. And I think everybody's nervous. I think everybody's really reactionary due to a few mediums that are out there that can shift.
You feel like you think, honestly, I'm just an honest question. Mm-hmm. You feel like the bad faith arguments and conversations around Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Race affected what Nike wanted to do?
I think they do, because they immediately came out and gave the signature shoe. I think it.
But that was in the works, though. Let's not be reactionary. Right. They weren't reactionary like, oh, A'ja Wilson, here's a shoe.
Announcement wise, though. So I don't know if you're shifting resources. It felt
weird, but it was in the works. It was it's a bad rollout.
I'm just a squirrel out here trying to get a nut. I ain't in these creative rooms. I'm not in these executive meetings.
I'm just saying it was a bad. You could say it's a bad rollout,
as a common fan.
It's not like they were looking at Twitter like, oh shit, yeah, we need to give A'ja Wilson the shoe.
I mean, to me, that's what it looked like. We're in the world of conspiracies over here. It's a conspiracy-driven century. I don't know.
These things are months in the planning, right? And that's why I said why I said, like, with Lynn, I just don't, to your point, you give her $28 million, you know, all the things that are coming up this year, the Olympics, all that type of stuff, to not plan this out, to have her have a shoe at the same time here that they're rolling something out with Paige. It's just like, why would you not do that? Why would you not be ready for that? Now I agree.
Yeah.
Asia should have got a shoe like a year ago, 2 years ago. Right.
So I'm just saying, announcement look a little fishy to me, brother. Some smoke coming from the building, got to be some fires. So, you know, just common sense over here. You know how they would say back in the day, how your grown folks would tell you. You got to keep your antennas up out here, Sterling. You got to understand, like Jeff Teague said, it's the game within the game.
Game within the game is a real thing. I want to hit something too, just on this point, right, where the WNBA is I think women's basketball is having this moment, and I think that's why we talked about 3-on-3 at the beginning, and we were making some jokes. But the Unrivaled League launching, Brianna Stewart being one of the co-founders of that, I think is huge. And Paige Bueckers going ahead and signing up for that now, I think is also big, right? I think what we're trying to say is we've been able to follow her throughout her whole career, right? You know, comes in, all the accolades, Gatorade Player of the Year, is awesome freshman year, then has the injuries. Now she's come back, led UConn to the Elite Eight there, right? Plays against Caitlin Clark. And now we get to see her for her senior season and then know that, hey, not only we get to watch her for her senior season, she's going to then go in, presumptively is probably the first pick of the draft. And then we also know, hey, she's going to play in this 3-on-3 league. I'm going to go watch that, right? And I think, like I said, I think if you're a marketer out there, if you're a brand, women's sports is something that you're going to see more people attach themselves to because there's a ton of dollars there and the eyeballs are telling you that people are gravitating towards it. So really cool thing there for the Unrivaled League, really cool thing for Paige Bueckers. I'm really excited to see that.